first off, how do you feel that the team's gotten off so far as far as what you're looking for from the team this year?
Well, obviously, we set the goals this year to be about the development of our young players, and I think that hopefully our fans are seeing a lot of progress from them. I don't want to go down all the whole roster and bullet point by bullet point, but I think there have been a lot of progress, a lot of growth happening. Clearly we're still facing injuries that we brought into the season and some that we've developed this season that have kind of shuffled the roster around a little bit, but I think there's been great internal growth. I think that our young players are getting better. They're soaking up a lot of minutes, a lot of experience that I think will serve them and our team well in the long run.
Obviously, you said at the beginning of the season one of the goals was to begin reintegrating some of those players from the injuries that you brought into the season. I know you don't put timelines on when those guys will return, but what exactly have Jonathan and Markelle been able to do? Where are they as far as their kind of on-court progress?
Well, first let me say, I know that our fans can get frustrated with some of this, but we always want to put our fans first and be as transparent as possible. That said, the way that we manage our injuries has to be done for the benefit of our players, which is they're showing up every day, they're doing their work, and they have to know that the timetables are going to be in accordance with the results of their work. And so no injuries are the same, no two bodies are the same. So as they have their occasional checkups with doctors and they have imaging, I can just tell you they're both moving forward and they're doing great. As a matter of fact, I actually can tell you that Markelle is now, we just sent him down this week to start practicing with Weltman because they'll have more live action situations than we'll have like in the middle of an NBA season. So he's starting to ramp up to that phase where he's actually getting involved in some live action. Jonathan isn't at that point yet, but he continues to make great, steady progress, and they're both doing really well.
The team's been on the road a lot to start the season. It's kind of just how the schedule is made up. Has that, not necessarily slowed down their progress, but slowed down the kind of integration with the team and their ability to kind of test some of these things out with?
Not really. We make sure that we leave staff back for them. So we have, they get great attention from our staff, whether we're on the road or at home. Their days really don't change that much one way or another. And in accordance with where they are at different phases of their rehabilitation, they might see a different day occasionally, and like I said, Markelle's at the point now where he's kind of ramping it up a little bit. Still no timeline applied to that, but it's just an indication that he's making good progress, and their days really don't change whether the team is on the road or at home. And as they get further along, at some point they'll travel with the team.
Jeff, how impressed have you been with both Markelle and Jonathan's approach and the way that they've attacked their respective rehab process?
Yeah, they've been amazing. I mean, they're two remarkable young men, and their ability to kind of continue the daily grind with the greater goal in mind has really been impressive for guys so young. And I hope that part of the way that we manage their rehabilitation is understood by the fans, in that a big part of this is the mental aspect of it, and this is a long grind for these guys, and being able to show up every day, and that's why it's not fair to them, it's not healthy to put constant timelines on it, because this is a long process, and they just have to know that their work is paying dividends, and they're very much involved in the process, the imaging, the doctor consults, all these things that move us along, and so they're both doing great. And I really say that, as you go through this with them and see the work that they put in, their ability to manage that mentally, emotionally is a big part of it, and it's a big part of why they're having successful rehabilitations.
With Jonathan's aspect, especially, happening a little while ago, how important is it that he focuses on the strength, takes it, slowly, surely, and hits these milestones along the way to make sure he does it the right way?
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, there is a right way to do this, and the most important thing for Jonathan is not just that we address the injury, but his whole body. And so he's missed essentially 2 years of action, and there's a lot that comes with that. So, making sure that his body is balanced, that it's strengthened everywhere, that his core is tight. You know, in the meantime, he's using the time very productively. His body's filling out. His shot looks way improved from the last time, you know, he was on the court, and he's in a really good place. So I hope our fans are, you know, sticking with him. I know that they are, and he's just made great progress, and he's looking very good. You know, that said, unfortunately, like, we are never in a position to divulge more specific timelines on that, because a lot of what this looks like on the back end is what happens as we go through it, and it's a day-to-day process. It's a daily grind, and he's doing really well with it.
You know, you spoke about their progress. Markelle was in the midst of playing some of the best basketball career before his injury. The team was off to a 6-2 start. Jonathan, when he came back into the bubble, you know, had a great game in his first regular one of the seeding games. Just how impressed were you with the progress they were making at that point and the progress they're continuing to make?
They're both very talented young players. I think they were both starting to show the league who they are, and I know that they're both eager to, you know, pick up that thread when the time comes. But we look forward to having them back, and their impact on the team will be felt, you know, in a great way.
How impressed have you been with Jamal Mosley and his coaching staff and getting the players to develop the right way?
Yeah, they've been great. They understand. They connect emotionally, and they have the patience and the wherewithal to be able to communicate the big picture of what it is that we're trying to do. And so, you know, we know that with what we're trying to do will come growing pains. And they've been really good about keeping our players locked in on what matters, their continual growth. And so showing them where they can get better on a day-to-day basis, holding them accountable, and I think some of that's showing up on the court already.